you'll notice now that the Labour Party is pretty much ensured victory, that a lot of the doom and gloom surrounding us leaving the EU seems to have suddenly disappeared from the news cycle, despite it being in there for years.
Well, Labour don't want to rock the boat with their Brexit voting working class, now Labour supporters, because they're so pissed off with the Tories.
Well, yeah, it's what a lot of people see. There was a lot of talk about what side of the political of Labour that Starmer was going to support, because up until very recently he was a bit of a fence sitter. He had one foot in Blairitism and one foot in Momentum, and he couldn't really decide, but I think
he's nothing. He's just such a blank slate. Yes, I think he's chosen minimal Blairitism.
He's made his choice now, and he's chosen Blairitism, and this manifested in the form of pretty much purging all the socialist elements from his all the kind of far left socialist elements from his campaign, pretty much, including a few former MPs who
he was trying to deselect Diane Abbott, which was actually kind of based, but it didn't work. And I think she kicked up so much of a stink that he couldn't go through with it. But I kind of wish he had. And he hasn't been paying Jess Phillips much attention, has he?
No, he's deselected a few people, and they were all pretty much from the Momentum wing of Labour.
I'm not sure if I'm happy about that, because I'm not sure, there's the accelerationist angle of I want them to be as insane as possible. But at the same time, what I want for the next 5 years is for Labour to be insufficient, like clearly not enough, but not to literally destroy our country, and which will give Farage the perfect. So actually, I think I kind of like what Starmer's done. If they have to be in charge, at least I'd like them to just be like the same boring neolibs, but with a bit more socialism, than to be full on like self-destructive socialists. I think I'd rather Starmer than Corbyn.
Yeah, we're at the point now where basically we're at crunch time now. The clock is ticking to the point of no return for our country, and so anything that can slow the clock down a bit is preferable.
Yeah,
I think other people in our circles have recognised that, like Academic Agent. He doesn't support Blairitism, but he does kind of give the impression that he does. But it's because he understands that anything to slow down the clock is preferable. And plus, I think he has a secret admiration for the Machiavellianism of Tony Blair.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think I kind of understand the accelerationist perspective on some things, but generally, I think it's very inadvisable. You don't want the kind of collapse that would bring about. And if we give ourselves more time, the people start to understand these issues better, and they can maybe find a champion better, and they can have more time to promote them to the forefront. I think having more time with more freedom, access to information, ability to think and converse with each other, allows us to build up better defenses and better capabilities to actually take things back. So yes, I think at the moment Starmer's better than Corbyn.
A Labour Party led by Keir Starmer, who backed Jeremy Corbyn, who wanted us to leave NATO and didn't believe in the existence of the British Army at all. That is what...
Yeah, Corbyn was kind of mad when it came to defence and all things similar. He was like actually palling around with proper foreign terrorists as well for most of his career. So yeah, whatever. But he was anti-EU. That's an interesting point about Corbyn. He didn't like the EU.
Well, yeah, he was. It's because Corbyn was. Corbyn basically spent his entire career acting as if he was palling around with Clement Attlee, as if it was still 1948. And the social and there was, and where socialists who voted Labour still had pictures of Uncle Stalin on their living room walls, and the revolution in Britain was just beginning and stuff like that. He spent his entire political career acting like that, and it was only in those last few years when he was the leader of the Labour Party that he went from being kind of old school socialist to the more progressive socialist of today, mainly because he had to satisfy his base.
Yeah, it was kind of refreshing to see as you described, an old school socialist. Not nice, but in a way refreshing, because the old school socialist is at least not quite as detestable as the subversive newer wave.
They were also a lot more consistent. Like I said, there's a reason why I compared Corbyn to Clement Attlee, because Clement Attlee had held pretty much all the same positions, including not wanting to go into the common market, the ECC, which eventually became the EU.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know as much about Clement Attlee as I know about Corbyn, but perhaps I don't need to.
Yeah, you can pretty much imprint just one on the other.
Okay.